Hi Leo, this is your forecast for the month of May 2018. This is a general reading for Leo Sun, Leo Rising, or Leo Moon. For a more rounded overview, please watch your rising and moon sign as well. Now, the underlying energy is this Eight of Swords. And so this is a month where you are focused on where you've been held back. Maybe you're figuring out what to do, how to manifest. You're trying to motivate yourself, and perhaps there's an emotional breakthrough, some psychological insight that you gain, where you realize that basically you've been holding yourself back. This has been a mental block. This has been a way of thinking. For others of you, maybe this is a person in your life and you feel like you've been confined by this relationship, or you feel oppressed by your environment, or you can't come up with any solutions. And part of it could be that you've been just hanging around in that Four of Swords. You failed to assert yourself the way you needed to. Now, for some of you, this is because it's been a medical situation. You've got a lack of energy because there's some illness, or because there's some unhappiness, some anxiety, depression, worry, negative thinking, negative feeling that is blocking you from moving forward. This is also going to be a month where you're trying to figure out what to do. How can you make some things happen? Because it's likely that you got some kind of news or some extra work that created more responsibility for you. You feel like your hands are tied. You don't have a choice in this matter. You're caught in a vice, and something is coming at you that you didn't expect. Maybe you could have foreseen it, but you were blinded to it, or maybe, it's just a situation that you never saw coming. You wouldn't have been able to stop it, but now you have to handle it. And it's likely to be something that you thought was resolved, and it's back again. Maybe again, that Four of Swords, you were wishing it would go away, but no, it's back. Now, you're going to feel some frustration about that. But this is not a major card. This is passing frustration. You're just annoyed and irritated that somebody waited until the last minute. You could even be frustrated with yourself. Maybe you didn't assert when you needed to. You didn't take the action you should have because you got some denial in this reading. And so maybe you were fooling yourself. You were looking at a situation with rose-colored glasses. Maybe you waited too long to take care of a health issue or something personal or something professional, and it put you in harm's way. And now you're really going to have to put more effort into getting things back on track. And again, it could have been that you chose to be in a position, not necessarily consciously, could just be narrow thinking, or you were very passionate about something and you weren't focused on, tomorrow. You were just stuck here in today. And so again, you're going to have to work hard towards something. Now, this ties to something that you desire. You want to manifest something, some vision. So you may be tempted toward a person or a situation. Maybe you're holding yourself back from that. It could be you feel very seduced by something. Again, some endeavor or an actual person. There's some fantasies that you're in. And it may be an unexpected encounter as well. But for some of you, you're having to take some action to re-motivate yourself because your desires have been thwarted. Now, this is going to be an emotionally challenging month for you, where you are focused on the future, your independence, your destiny, the people that are tied to those things. And it's also about, again, tying up those loose ends, dealing with things you didn't want to, and changing your perspective in the process. And if you allow it to, it can change the way you look at things in positive ways. It can broaden you. It can open you up to new ways of thinking. But there is a timing factor in your situation. You need to pay attention to the details with regard to something because timing is critical for you. You have two major cards, the Magician and the Moon. So this could be your abilities to manifest some vision. But there's no earth in this reading. There's instability. Something is not grounded. You're trying to work the details out. Or again, it could be this pie in the sky illusionary thinking that's holding you back. It's also a lack of sensitivity. Aside from the Moon, there's not a lot of water here. So you're allowing your logic to take precedence over things. There's some dilemma that you're dealing with, and there's some uncertainty about how to move forward. And perhaps you're just going to ride it out and see what happens. But it's your ability as the Magician to move something forward that actually determines whether you make that progress. You're gonna have to make a decision at some point. Now, you're gonna gain some clarity, perhaps. There's some drive, there's some ambition, and there's enough mental force to see a larger vision through and to execute those plans and execute them well. Execute them with exacting force and precision. But also, again, there's some insensitivity. Somebody could be very ruthless in what they're after. Now, there's the desire, there's the impetus to move it forward and get things going. But there's also something going on with this Moon that gives this emotional tug. Maybe you're involved where there's a conflict of interest. Or maybe you feel guilt about putting ambition over love. But there's definitely action over emotion. So you're trying to figure out what to do. Maybe it has to do with where you've been blocked or holding yourself back. You've been, maybe your resources have been blocked, your abilities. You're trying to gain some kind of special knowledge or skill set, and you need to take some action. Maybe you feel like those have been blocked in some way. And this is going to be an emotional period for you where in some cases, maybe you're not even acknowledging your true emotions. Those have been blocked. So you're going to have to figure out how to get out of that box in the Eight of Swords. All right, Leo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. I would love for you to join me on Instagram or come over to my blog for a daily post. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.